Hi everyone, today we're back landscaping in FS19. I'm picking up the camera just before 7:30. I already got the truck and trailer loaded up at the shop. I actually just stopped by a local diner to pick up a cup of coffee here and a quick breakfast snack since it's been a busy morning here. But today guys, we're in Lone Oak and we've been hired by a contractor to clean up an abandoned property here. I will talk about the details, but why don't we hop in the F250 here. Let's head on over to today's job. Like always guys, there's a full mods list link down below, and if you end up enjoying today's video, hit the like button, it helps out a bunch. The job is about 10 minutes from the coffee shop, but like I mentioned guys, there is a few parts to today's job here. So when I actually went to bid the job, I got a phone call asking if I offered brush mowing services, which I said I did, but he also said that there was piles of dirt, piles of scrap lumber, and some old rusted skid steer and different things around the property. And not only did he ask me to brush mow it, but he asked if I would be willing to clean it up. So I took on the job since he was willing to pay what I'm going to be charging. So this should be a lot of fun. Now guys, I'm super excited to be back here in FS19. You guys have been requesting me to do a lot more throwbacks, and that's the plan going forward here. I also want to try out some older farm sims, FS17 and FS13, because there's still some cool mods over there that aren't yet in the new games here. But I have to say guys, the F250 that I'm driving is, I think, my favorite truck in all farm sim here. I'm a big fan of the generation, and it's an XLT. It's not fully loaded, but it's not kind of the basic work truck roll-up windows. And I hope everyone's been having a pretty good day here so far. It's going to be a busy one here in Farm Sim, and there's a lot of cool things happening here with the channel. But you guys can see we have another worker here with a truck and trailer, actually a dump truck. That way we could haul some materials away. But let's take a quick job walk around. So like I mentioned guys, this is abandoned here. It looks like, I'm not sure, someone might have tried to start to clean up the property, but we have an abandoned house, and look at this guys, the grass is almost 1.5 to 2 feet tall here. Definitely have to be careful walking and making sure there's nothing there. But you guys can see there looks to be an old skid steer here. It's missing an engine. Yeah, this thing is just sitting here, so we have to put that up on the trailer. And you could also see we have a lot of yard waste here. We have old tires, looks like an old rusted out buckets, lots of lumber. You guys can see small scrap piles of wood here, and old brick that we have to haul away. And look at that guys, even a tree has fallen, so there's a lot we have to get done before we could even get to brush mowing. So I'm thinking, why don't we first see if we could get all these piles cleaned up with the skid loader. I think that should be the easiest here. Then we will tackle trying to get all these rusted metals up on the trailer that's on the dump truck. For today's job guys, I took the John Deere skid loader here. I actually really like running this here, but some of the employees end up using this, and I just kind of get what's left behind, if you would say. But let's see here, I want to switch from the forks here, so we'll just drop the bucket really quick. Let's get going on taking these brick piles here, taking nice full bucket loads. Oh yeah, this is gonna not take too much time here. Now, like I mentioned, I don't usually take jobs like this. I came to bid it for brush clearing, and that's when he asked if I could do these other services, and I said I would. And if they end up paying the right amount, I would definitely take on a job like this here. But we are gonna have so many trips back and forth. Hopefully, he doesn't mind the yard getting a little bit covered in tire ruts from the skid steer, but with the tracks, I don't know if it would be too bad. Alright, let's put all this miscellaneous yard waste into the dump truck here. Just taking full bucketfuls, and I guess we're just gonna have to unload this at the same area at the local waste center. I'll just have to let them know that it is a mixture of things here. But hey, I mean, this skid steer though is really helping out here. Imagine having to pick up every little piece of this by hand. That would just take so long. and we want to be able to get on to another job probably to start after lunch. Alright, we got all that miscellaneous waste loaded into the truck here. We have a full truckload, which is good. Now, the last thing, guys, is actually going to be this tree. And I did talk with the contractor. He said just to kind of push it to the side of the property since they're going to have some other trees work done here. And he said the tree company is going to handle this here, which is going to help us out here because I did bring a chainsaw, but that would definitely speed it up here. Now let's switch over to the pallet forks and see if we could pick up these miscellaneous things. It looks like just old like buckets for the skid loader is what I'm thinking. And we also have to see, actually, why don't we give it a try? Can we lift that skid loader? I think we do have the power and the weight on this skid loader to be able to pick that up. It seems like a pretty small one. Alright guys, I'm able to move it here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to lift it all the way up, but we could actually just kind of roll it up on the tote deck trailer here. That's why I wanted this trailer. But wow, I am even surprised we were able to do this here. But what I'm thinking is, why don't we leave this here? And let's see if we could just get everything done first here, because I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen with that. I think I'm just going to have to bring that to the scrap yard. I don't think you could really save anything on this here, but usually on Monday, guys, we do Mowing Monday here. We're still kind of doing that, doing some brush mowing, just a little bit different here today. Now, one thing is, I might be able to lift this up just enough to put it up on the pallet fork. Oh yeah, let's give that a try. Perfect. That helps me out. Oh, there's a lot of weight on this thing. Must weigh several hundred pounds, all rusted out here, because I could definitely feel that when I lifted it up. Alright, we got the first one on the trailer here. Now, we only have one more thing before we can get to brush mowing, and that looks to be a bucket here. Yeah, it looks to be a smaller bucket. Hopefully it doesn't weigh as much, because the last one was super heavy here. Let's see, we got the forks underneath. I should be able to just slide it right back on. Yeah, that worked out awesome here. And yeah, everything's working out so far for us here, guys, which is awesome. But why don't we get switched over to the brush mower and get to mowing? Some of you guys might be asking, Square, do you get calls like this where they ask you to do more than just your typical landscaping? And yes, it does happen quite often here, but I thought this one I would take because not only was it not too much more than what we usually do, but it should be a lot of fun here for us. And I thought it would make a pretty cool video here, but you guys can see we got the brush mower here. This is going to go working pretty hard here, and I don't think we're going to have any problem mowing all this heavy grass here. It looks like hasn't been mowed in probably a year or two, and that definitely needs to be cut here. That way the workers could get back to working here, not having to work in tall grass. Like I mentioned, guys, it's exciting to be back here in FS19. Now, over the years, the game has improved here, but there are features from previous games that are just so awesome here, and there's mods, and there's just so many cool things about playing the older versions of the farm sim. And I think we're going to continue to do that here on the channel. Maybe once or twice a week, we'll play an older one here, but there's so many cool things here for the channel with FS22, all the different series we have, and playing this. But I am also working on some cool mods, and hopefully we could do some other cool things here in Farm Sim. Now, this looks to be the driveway. I actually, when I sent them the bill for today's job, I might recommend that we bring in gravel to put a gravel driveway, and that's a really good idea that I just thought of. Yeah, I'll have to do that here. Maybe when I'm done, I will just send him a text and seeing if he wants us to put that on the schedule and get it done. Guys, I just finished brush mowing here, so I think the last thing to do is to put the attachments and the skid loader back on the trailer, and I also have to find a way to get that rusted skid on that tilt deck trailer, so I will get going on these. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, stay tuned for next one, and subscribe for more.